Hello there. Today I'll be reviewing 5 out of the 6 Hasbro Star Wars figures sold at Lidl in the UK. They are around 6 inches but not quite. There are 6 of them to collect, but I couldn't seem to find the First Order Stormtrooper. I must assume that they were really popular, or maybe they weren't, I don't know, but when I do get a hold of the figure I will do a full collection review. So the figures come with a nice simple packaging with nice artwork on the front of the package, with a open display showing the figures from the front. So the side of the package has very nice artwork with the characters' names like it does on the front of the package. So the rear of the package is as you'd expect, with the attention and warning details, but nothing special. So I just want to show some close-ups of the figures in the packaging. So to open the box, there is sellotape either side of the lid. The figures just simply slide out of the packaging in their own little tray, which they are also tied to. In the bottom there's a bunch of more warnings and more information on the product, but nothing important, just advertisement stuff. So as you can see, the figure is bound by ties. So the ties that hold the figure in place are quite secure. I just simply use a knife to remove them. And here he is, Darth Vader. So there's quite a lot of detail in the model. The quality of the plastic feels pretty good. There's not much articulation though. His legs and feet do not move at all. His arms have limited movement with no elbow articulation. His head can only rotate, it doesn't look up or down. And it's very stiff. The problem I have with this figure is it's meant to be played with as it is a toy, and it's just very limited with the movement. The cape is very stiff and plasticky, and it has very limited movement too. So the lightsaber, this plastic feels very good quality. There's no opacity to the actual light. It's just like a red colour, and the grip is just painted black. Though it has quite a bit of detail to it, it's kind of masked away with just a simple paint job. So a cool thing about the figure is he has like this choking hand gesture, which I think is very fitting for Darth Vader. So I had no problem putting the lightsaber in Darth Vader's hand, and it's very sturdy, so it won't be falling out if you was to be playing around with it. So on to the next figure. So all the figures open the same way with the sellotape on the top securing it, and they are all empty. So this is my favourite looking out of all of the 5, as there is quite a lot of detail in the model. From the clothing detail to the ripple effect on Kylo's arms, and his hood looks amazing in terms of the creases and wrinkles and stuff. So I'm quite blown away by the amount of detail they've put into the back of the model too. But again, like the Darth Vader figure, it's very rigid and stiff, very limited movement all around. The legs have no movement too, no elbow, no hand turning, no head movement either, and even the hood is very plasticky. Apart from at the lower half of the hood, it's made of like rubber, but very stiff. And also, like the Vader model, it has a cool hand gesture. I am more impressed with the lightsaber model this time around. However, it is very bent down to the packaging, I suppose. However, the actual grip detail is very nice this time, and there is a lot of detail in the light. Unlike the Darth Vader model, I was having more of a hard time putting the lightsaber in his hand. However, once it was in there, it was sturdy too. On with the next figure. With this figure we have an actual face, so let's take him out and have a look. So I definitely see resemblance to Luke. It's not extremely accurate though. He has a lightsaber model attached to his hand, and it's the most detail of the lightsabers so far. Very sturdy, but that's probably because it doesn't move at all. Neither does his wrist. So as resemblance goes, I think it looks pretty good. The outfit I believe is from Return of the Jedi, in his like black Jedi outfit. But nice detail, the belt buckle, the creases in the jacket, even the hair detail. But again, the articulation lets the figure down with very limited movement, just like the others. So there is an attachment for the lightsaber, being the actual light. This time round it has a transparency to it which looks awesome. But I was having a hard time putting it in. I was kind of scared I was going to snap the actual attachment part. But I got it in the end, and I have no plans to remove it, so I wasn't sure if they intended for you to be able to put it in and take it out, but I'm leaving mine in. Moving on to the next figure. This was the one I was most excited about, as it looked the most detailed through the packaging, and it felt quite weighty too. It resembles Chewbacca a lot, and indeed there was quite a lot of detail, especially in the fur. It's definitely the most detailed of all the models. There is some hip articulation, so you can rotate him, but again, I keep repeating myself, but the lack of articulation is really disappointing. I really love the gun detail. It's quite bendy and rubbery though, but other than that, the detail in it is really nice. And finally, the last figure. Right off the bat I was disappointed. The lightsaber had bent. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm pretty sure it's something to do with the placement of the actual grips. They seem to be straining too hard on the actual lightsaber, and they are in pretty securely too. It's quite stiff. Maybe it's just me, but I really don't think it looks like Rey. I think it looks more like her from the side, but even then I'm not that impressed. The hair detail's nice, however the lack of paint job on it is not great. And I know, once again, the articulation is very disappointing. No movement anywhere really, and the legs are stuck in this awkward spaced position, in like A pose kind of, and yeah, you can't move them at all. The detail in the clothing's very nice. The face isn't great. It's my least favourite of all of the models. I took the lightsaber out and I tried to do my best to bend it back. Thankfully the actual grip was malleable, so you could bend it a little bit, and I got it slightly straighter, though I'm still disappointed. So yeah, let's see how it fits in her hand. I had the most trouble with getting this lightsaber in the hand for two reasons. One, the hand was rubbery and the finger grips just kept moving, and the lightsaber is also rubbery too, so it was just bending about and I couldn't quite get it in, but in the end I did, and here we are. So these figures fetch for around £5 from the Lidl store here in the UK. I'm overall disappointed with the lack of articulation. However, I do think the detail is really good on most figures. Rey being my least favourite. Chewbacca being the most detailed in my opinion. Luke, he looks very similar to Mark Hamill / Luke. I don't think Rey's model looks anything like Daisy Ridley, and the paint job's just quite bad on it too. Chewbacca is impressive, again Luke is impressive, Kylo Ren's detail on the hood is insane, and well, you can't really go wrong with Darth Vader, can you? But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Not a bad price for 6-inch models. And yeah, thank you for watching.